welcome back. This week's video I'm going to be giving you my top 10 tips for starting out on your sustainable plastic free or zero waste journey. So starting off with my first tip, it is to do checklists. I love doing checklists. I think they are a great way to stay on track with what you want to do. So with a checklist, I suggest you going around your home in each different room, separating the list obviously into the different rooms and marking off all the plastic that you use. This will then give you an idea of like what plastic you could change and what plastic that you think, okay, this may take me longer to change, but this way you'll open your mind to be like, okay, this plastic I can change quite easily, it might not affect me as much, so I could do this one first and I could do this plastic first. Just then you can then give yourself a target of what plastics you're going to change, and then you can start from there. Starting small and changing a room. This one helped me so much in when I started my journey. So as you probably may have guessed from my previous videos that I chose my bathroom. So I started small and changed my bathroom. I haven't changed fully, as you've seen from my previous few videos, that I've started slowly and changing one thing at a time when I've run out. So I definitely suggest you doing the same, picking a room which may be from the checklist from tip 1 or just from you going, right, I want to start here. This is where I want to start, which is perfectly fine. You obviously don't need to do a checklist, but it's just will help you focus on the room and not get distracted by anything else, because if you do try and attempt like every room at once, it could seem overwhelming and you just don't want that. You don't want to feel overwhelmed. So by starting smaller and choosing a room, you can then slowly progress through this room. Once you're happy that your room is where you'd like it to be and you feel like you could take on another room as well, then do that. Like, you don't have to do it all at once. It's a slow journey, but by doing the small changes, that is what the big difference is all about. Using what you have already is a great tip for me to give you. Like, my example for you would be toothpaste. So if you have a tube of toothpaste and you've still got half a tube left, don't go out and buy a sustainable toothpaste, because then that's not really sustainable in a way, because you'll have waste to throw away. So by having like zero waste, using up your toothpaste you already have, even if it's in a plastic bottle, is still more sustainable and going towards zero waste, as you're not wasting, like, it'll just be the tube that you'll be wasting and not like half the toothpaste and the tube, if that makes sense. So I know this, some of you may have already thought of this tip, but I thought it's definitely worth me giving it in my top 10 because I feel like it's a very important one to follow. Another area in using what you have already is your water bottles and travel cups. I know you see loads of people with like stainless steel water bottles and stuff like that, or glass travel mugs, but if you already have a water bottle or you already have a travel mug, even if it's plastic, that is still being sustainable and zero waste, because it means you're not then going to buy a plastic bottle from a supermarket or a shop, and you're not going to buy a takeaway coffee in one of the paper cups. And you can easily just go in and ask for like a barista to put your coffee into your own travel cup. Even if it's plastic, that is still being sustainable. So I just wanted to tell you about that fact as well, even though that just seemed like a common sense thing, but it's still a really important one included in this tip. Bags. So many bags are out there now, but what I would say to be more as sustainable and zero waste as possible is to use the bags that you have already. So you don't need to go out and buy all these plastic free bags if you've got loads of bags already in your cupboard, because then that's not being sustainable. Like, you need to use what you have, like I've just said, before you go buy out something that is plastic free. Like, I know when you go to a shop and you're like, oh, I need to go buy a bag because I left mine at home or something. My tip in this for bags is, if you've got any that can fold small, then put a bag in your handbag, fold it up small, put it in a handbag, fold one up, put it in your work bag, put one in your car, like a small one just rolled up, so then if you do a trip to like a shop on the way home from work, you know then you have a bag on you. Like, you don't need to go in and go, oh, I need to buy another bag because I've left one at home. So this is just a simple way to reduce that having to buy another bag from a shop just because you didn't think you were going to the shop on the way home from work. This tip is one that I do recommend doing if you think that you aren't good at sticking to something, or you just need a bit more help in doing your journey, if you think you may get distracted or you might lose focus on what you're doing, and it's sharing your journey with someone. This can really help motivate you because you can talk to each other about products that you've bought, products that you're going to change, and it would motivate each other, especially if you've bought one product and your friend that you're doing this journey with is thinking about buying a product, and then you can talk about it. Like, just keep yourselves interested in it, because something may come up that one of you found and then you tell the other one and you're like, oh, that's really cool. So it's just a nice thing to do. You don't have to do this tip. Obviously, I'm doing this journey and my boyfriend is slowly starting to start now, since helping me with these videos, which is really nice, and I know a couple of other my family members have started to do it. So I initially started this on my own, but now I'm having more family and my boyfriend starting their journey as well, so we're just helping and supporting each other, just saying what products I've liked, because obviously I've got more products than my family have. So it's just so then they can know and can start thinking about, okay, when we've run out of this, we could possibly get this because Min says this is really good to use. So it's just helping that and making the journey easier as well. Dates. So by dates, I mean putting dates into your calendar, not like going on a date with your other half. But for dates, putting in the date in your calendar when you receive a product, this will then help you keep track of your journey, and when you order something, just so then you can look back on a month and go, okay, in this month I bought a razor, I bought a toothpaste, I bought a deodorant, because then you can see how your journey has progressed throughout a year. So if you decide to look back, if you start your journey now and you decide to look back in a year's time, you can see how you started, how much you bought through a month, and see the changes that you've made, because the year's going to go quite quickly. Like, I'm not sure if you found, but the past few months for me in lockdown have gone by quite quickly. So for me, it'll be nice to then look back and go and see all the changes that I've made through this time, and obviously I've had more time to think about products that I would like to change to. So it's just a good way to keep you motivated, especially in a year's time when you're thinking, oh, what else could I change, or what have I changed, have I really done a much change? And it will just show you like your progress. Obviously, if you've got products and you stocked up on products, this change will be slower because obviously using what you have, but it will just be a nice way to help you and remind you of your journey that you're doing. Asking questions is something that I do a lot to different companies or people that I know that are doing the journey the same as me, and just asking questions. Like, if you're stuck on deciding what product may be best for you, then ask a company that sells the product that you've been looking at if you're not sure on the answers or it doesn't give it in the description, because they'll be happy to help with answering any questions you have. I found with every company that I've asked a product about, they've been more than happy to answer. They've been very informative with their answers. Like, it's not just saying yes or no. They've given depth answers when replying, which has been very helpful to me. I find it useful that they've been doing this because it shows that they care and they want to help you with your journey. That's how I found as well. But asking someone you know that's doing journey as well, you can see their perspective on how their journey's gone. Or if you have any questions and you don't know anyone that's doing journey, please feel free to ask me the questions. I'd be happy to help answer any questions that you may have. Obviously, I'm still new to properly getting into depth with my journey, but I'm more than happy to answer any questions, point you in directions of companies that I found have been really useful with answering questions. But don't be afraid to ask questions. That's what we're really trying to get at, is because you don't understand how helpful these companies are when it comes to their customers. Prices. Please research prices when you're shopping for sustainable products, because some shops may be more expensive, some shops may be cheaper, but please look, because if you are on a budget and you may feel like sustainable products isn't a thing that you can buy because you think it's out of your price range, please look, because I am someone that is on a budget. I am a student, so obviously I don't have a lot of money, and especially in this time where we're not working, I've still found that some companies are cheaper than others and you can still get sustainable products at a lower price. Please, I really don't want you to think that if you're on a tight budget, you can't be more sustainable, because there is always a website you can find that is more in your price range. But this is something that I thought when I started my journey that I couldn't be as sustainable as I can, because of obviously the prices that you first see. But it's definitely worth looking around before thinking, okay, I can't buy this product. Going to your local sustainable shop. I know some people may not have a local shop in their area. I'm very fortunate that I do have a local sustainable shop in my area. So if you do, or you know like where one is, please do go have a look, because it will give you an idea of what products look like, instead of it's like seeing them online. And if you look at something online, you go, oh, I wonder like how big it is or what it feels like. Well, going to a local sustainable shop can give you that image that you need. You can look at something, you can hold something, you can see how something feels, because then this will give you an idea when you're looking online. This will also give you a chance to like compare prices as well, because sometimes a sustainable shop may be more expensive, sometimes it could be cheaper on a product that you're looking at. So it's definitely like it gives 2 in 1. So it just gives you an idea of what products you could buy, how they look like, and it might open your mind to something that you hadn't noticed before, hadn't thought about before. So just going in, looking around is definitely worth it. Talking to the owner about products that they use or something, because it's just giving your brain more information, more understanding on what products are out there. Tip number 10, my final tip for you is please just give it a try. Like, if you don't like it, you've still given it a try, and that's what counts. Like, there may be products that you love to use and you're like, okay, I'm never going back, this is one product for me. And there may be other products where you go, okay, I've tried it, I don't really like it, so I'm going to stick with what I'm using until I find something else, which is perfectly okay. You're giving it a try, you're doing small changes. Obviously, by doing small changes, it means you're not changing loads at once, and you can really focus on an area. So please give it a try. This is a very big one, I think should definitely do and follow, but it'll just open your mind to the possibility of other things. And if you don't like it, that's okay. Like, no one's going to be like, you can't do this, or you haven't done this, because it's your journey. You decide what you want to change and not to change, and no one can say anything otherwise. So follow what you think is right for you and your lifestyle, and don't let anyone be like, no, you need to do this or you need to do that, because it's not their journey. So please give it a try. That is all I have to say. Well, that's me for this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you have liked my top 10 tips on starting on your journey. If there's anything you'd like me to talk more about, or you have any questions for me, like I said in my questions tip, please message me on here, message me on Instagram. I'd be happy to help. But that's me for this week. Please subscribe and like. It means so much to me. I love seeing how many of you watch it and how many people have liked the video. It really shows that I'm doing something right and it's something people are interested in. So yeah, I'll see you next week. Bye!